Have you ever heard a story so haunting, so strangely familiar? It feels like a memory you never had. A tale whispered on the wind, of a girl with a voice like spun gold, who made the ultimate sacrifice for the ones she loved. This isn't just a fairy tale. It's a forgotten piece of American folklore, a story of desperation, magic, and the quiet strength of a young heart. Our story begins in a small, dust-choked town nestled in the forgotten hollows of the Appalachian Mountains. Here lived a girl named Elara. She wasn't known for her beauty or her wit, but for her voice. When Elara sang, the birds would hush their chatter, the rustling leaves would fall silent, and even the grumpy old blacksmith would lean out his window, a rare smile gracing his lips. Her voice was pure magic, weaving melodies that could mend broken hearts and make withered crops stand tall. But magic couldn't fill empty stomachs. A harsh winter had descended upon the hollow, more brutal than any in living memory. The crops failed, the river froze solid, and a sickness, a deep, rattling cough, settled in her family's small cabin. Her father, a strong lumberjack, was weakened. Her mother's hands were raw from endless work, and her little brother's feverish cries were a constant, painful melody. The town doctor had run out of medicine, and the pantry was bare, holding nothing but dust and desperation. Elara's heart ached with a helplessness that was heavier than any stone. Her beautiful voice, once a source of joy, now felt useless against the looming shadows of starvation and sickness. One evening, as a sliver of moon hung in the ink-black sky, a strange traveler arrived in town. He was tall and thin, dressed in a suit as dark as a starless night, and his eyes held a glint of something ancient and unsettling. He didn't come for supplies or shelter. He came for Elara. He had heard whispers of her voice, a melody that could rival the angels. He found her by the frozen creek, her breath pluming in the frigid air as she hummed a mournful tune. He made her an offer, his voice smooth as polished river stone. "Your voice," he said, "is a treasure. I will give you a lifetime of riches for it. Enough to feed your family for generations. Enough medicine to cure every sickness. They will never want for anything again." He presented her with a small, ornate silver box. "All you must do is sing your most beautiful song into this box. Once it closes, the deal is done. You will be mute, but your family will be saved." Elara looked back at her little cabin, where a single candle flickered against the darkness, a tiny beacon of her family's fading hope. She thought of her brother's weak cries, her mother's worried face. What good was a beautiful voice if the ones she loved most were not there to hear it? With tears freezing on her cheeks, she took a deep breath. She poured all her love, all her sorrow, and all her hope into one final, breathtaking song. The melody soared through the frozen air, a heartbreakingly beautiful farewell. As the last note faded, the traveler snapped the silver box shut. A sharp silence fell, deeper and more final than the winter's hush. Elara opened her mouth to speak, but no sound came out. The traveler vanished as mysteriously as he had appeared, leaving behind a heavy chest filled with gold coins and vials of life-saving medicine. Elara saved her family. The fever broke, the pantry was filled, and they survived the harsh winter. But the cabin, once filled with her joyous songs, was now wrapped in a profound silence. They had everything they needed, but they had lost the music of their lives. Elara would sit by the window, her lips forming the words to old lullabies, but only silence would answer. And sometimes, on the coldest nights, the townsfolk swear they can still hear a faint, sorrowful melody drifting from the mountains, the ghost of a voice that was traded for love. A reminder that some sacrifices, while necessary, leave behind an echo that never truly fades. Thanks for watching. If this story touched you, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more forgotten tales.